Dr. Charles Moak. I want to talk about some subjects in the book. If your testosterone is low, you're going to get fat. And the subject I'm going to talk about now is about testosterone to weight gain or weight loss link. Now, there's been pretty unequivocal evidence that as a man ages, if his testosterone drops off, he tends to gain weight. And they've done experiments with inducing low testosterone in men, and we'll see weight gain. Then we also have situations we've seen where men that were obese that had lost a substantial amount of weight, their testosterone goes up. Where there is a direct correlation, low testosterone, you're genetically going to get it, or you just get it for whatever reason, you're still going to start getting heavier, eventually get metabolic syndrome, eventually get diabetes. And men who have metabolic syndrome and diabetes, almost 100% of them have low testosterone. And they lose the weight, their diabetes gets better and their testosterone goes up, but not back up to a healthy, normal level. So how can testosterone replacement tie into long-term weight maintenance? So they've done some experiments where they looked at either waist circumference or weight over time, over several years. So in one experiment they had these two graphs. And the one line was years, year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this was testosterone level, and this was the waist circumference. And the men started out with a very low testosterone level, and they were put on testosterone replacement, and by year 2 they had a normal testosterone level, year 3 they did, year 4 they did, and year 5 they did. In other words, they took them from a low level of testosterone to a normal level of testosterone. But they saw in waist circumference was they had an average waist circumference of 42 inches in this group, and by year 5 they get down into the mid-30s. And it was linear. It didn't drop down right away, and that's sometimes we'll see is that people are thinking, well, my testosterone's low, if I go on this, all of a sudden my weight will drop off. It really doesn't. It takes time. In fact, at first, when some men go on testosterone replacement that are low, they actually gain a little weight in the first month or two because they're starting to build muscle for the first time in years, and they've had this small skeleton or smaller muscles carrying this heavier body, and when the testosterone is restored in their body, actually their bones get a little thicker and stronger, and their muscles and tendons get a little thicker and stronger. So we might see a little bump in the weight, but their clothes will fit better. By the end of, say, 6 months, the weight starts falling off and continues over the years. Another study looked at men, and again, with this study, there was 95% of them had a substantial loss in their waist circumference. Another study looked at men who were obese. They weren't just heavy, they were obese. And they followed them for 8 years. There's 411 men in the study. It was done in Germany. They put them on testosterone replacement. At the end of 8 years, only 3 out of the 411 men did not lose weight. Okay, and that doesn't occur with any drug, doesn't occur with any kind of therapy, any kind of diet plan, doesn't have a nearly 100% success rate. So if your testosterone is low, you're going to get heavier. If you restore testosterone, you will regain normal weight. And that's not something that you do alone, that you take testosterone, you can start eating whatever you want to, but it will tend to favor weight loss, will tend to prevent diabetes, and will certainly prevent metabolic syndrome. Thank you very much.